subscribe to the Donnie Houston podcast, man.
What's up? This is Coline Creuzot, and you're watching Donnie Houston.
Yeah, man, it's going down this Donnie Houston podcast. I am Donnie Houston. Check it out, man. I'm very honored and appreciative of today's guest. We got a special guest, man, representing R&B, representing H. She's been around here putting it down for a minute. You know what I mean? She got a brand new project out right now. Hearts Don't Break Even. Hey, man, Coline Creuzot, what's going on?
Nothing much. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. Happy to be home.
Back home?
Yeah.
First of all, let's get this out the way. You got this show coming up?
Yes, Thursday. Warehouse Live. Doors open at 6:30. I go on at 7:30. So y'all pull up.
Okay. And then who? Because I've been seeing this. What's going on between 6:30 and 7:30?
Ingrid is going to be
Ingrid.
DJ.
Shout out Ingrid.
Yeah, from 6:30 to 7:30, having a little happy hour. And then I go on at 7:30. So I'm excited. It's the celebration, the release of my EP, Hearts Don't Break Even, which drops Friday on the 16th.
And I had a chance to hear. This is a very good project. I got
Thank
questions though, because
Okay.
you know a lot of that music is very much. It's very themed. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
we
Like
can
it's
get
been some
into
things
it.
going on. But you've been home. When's the last time you've been home to do a show like this?
It's been a minute. The last time I came home to do a show was at Arena Theater. I opened for Tank and Keisha Cole and K. Michelle. That was a couple years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, you've been putting it down for so long. Like, what keeps you into it now at this point?
I just love to do it, man. You know, it gets very difficult at times to stay the course. A lot of obstacles, but it's literally like what I wake up thinking about in the morning, what I go to bed thinking about at night. I love it, you know.
So you just straight music? That's all you're doing?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, so Hearts Don't Break Even.
Yes.
I was like, all right, somebody done broke up, somebody been cheating. It been something going on, man, because it's a lot of that talking there, man, of like, man,
Yeah.
we done been through this, we've been trying to make it work,
Yeah.
this and that, but these are the pieces that we're left with, and I'm gonna take my pieces and go over here, and you go wherever you go, like type thing. Tell me about that.
So I started working on this project during the pandemic, and what I wanted to do was kind of document and chronicle phases of relationships, right? So there's a little bit of everything, you know. It starts off just talking about the hardships of love, you know, the nasty, ugly parts of relationships, and then you kind of go into this discovery of self and like figuring out what you know, do I want to be here? Do I not want to be here? You know, into finding love. And yeah, I've been through some crazy things, you know, but I ended up where I need to be, you know.
Because the ends on a high note with the one time for love,
Yeah,
and I mean,
yeah. That's how it is.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So tell me, when did you first start getting into music? 'Cause I mean, I know you've been around like doing it. You know what I mean? Working with Goo and just, you know, just doing your thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I think I fell in love with music at a really early age. So I was in like girl groups back in the day, and I've always loved writing and dancing. My parents put me in dance at an early age, so it's always just kind of been a way for me to express myself. Obviously, seeing the journey of like Destiny's Child and like so many great artists come through Houston, it really showed me like, oh, like I can really do this.
but you got to see that kind of close up.
Yeah, the journey, and so that was a huge inspiration for me. And it's just something I've always loved. I discovered that I, you know, had a voice kind of at a young age and just kept at it. I was in gospel choir at Lamar and graduated, went to Hampton University. Had to fast track that because I knew I wanted to get back, you know, and work on my music. So I graduated in 3 years.
Oh, well, I thought you were going to say I fast tracked like I just did 4 and got out. You did 3 years.
No, I did in 3 years. I went to school year round. Summer school, I was ready to get up out of there.
Okay, and this is really with the intent. Was this like I'm just doing this for my parents type thing?
Correct.
I mean, get this out the way,
in the Creuzot family, like school is a requirement. We don't care what you do when you get out of school, but you're gonna get a degree. So I was like, boom, okay, go to Hampton. My grandparents met at Hampton, so I thought it was a good pick for me. Study business management. Figured out from the first day I got there how I was gonna get out in 3 years. still was working on my music in between, you know, writing, recording, stuff like that. And as soon as I graduated, I came back. First person I called was Goo. I was like, hey, I'm back, I'm done, I'm out of school, can you help me?
But how do you end up linking up with Goo though?
I've been on Goo like my whole life. We go to the same church, St. Peter's. Yeah, so at the time, you know, he's working with Paul and all of them. So he's like, yeah, let's see what we can come up with, you know. Got in with Happy Perez and wrote my first single, Give and Take, and that was number one on the radio.
This is a big deal though. You just breeze through that like Happy Perez ain't, you know what I mean?
I know.
Multiple
it's just,
Grammy crazy,
yeah, I know,
you know what I mean?
I know.
I mean, talk about this though. Like,
yeah, Goo,
like these aren't like. Are you seeing this as like I'm doing this shit for real, or are you just seeing it like, well, this is just what it's supposed to be? Like I'm just supposed to be in the studio. I'm supposed to have a producer. The producer just happens to be Happy Perez. Like,
well, I knew
these aren't small experiences.
I know.
You know what
I knew it was all a blessing, you know, for sure. Give and Take, I actually wrote. I was sitting on the floor in my apartment at college, and you know, Goo had sent me some beats over and stuff, and I wrote it in the corner. Came home and Goo was like, let me hear it, you know, let me hear what you got. Sang it and he was like, I need to let Hap hear this, like let's try to go. And so I worked with Happy like for months, like going into the studio and just creating.
Were you just trying to be an artist, or were you trying to place your work other places as well?
No,
or was it just strictly
artists, yeah, trying to find the song, you know. And Give and Take was one of the first ones we recorded.
What year is this?
07, 06, 07. We took a couple songs up to the radio station because we thought it was a different song that was going to be the one. They were like, nah, Give and Take, this the one. It's the one. You know? It we ended up getting it on radio, and it was number one, and things just kind of went from there.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I remember that. Like you coming, and it was like after we had the rap wave. I remember you came, and it was with the R&B thing. Have you found it to be? Because it's harder to do R&B just in general, but especially in this city. You know what I mean? Talk about the journey as an R&B artist, like coming from Houston and trying to do that.
I feel like I think anywhere that you go, it's a little bit difficult just because of the way that we were going about, like, you know, breaking the song. Like, I was kind of doing the rapper grind. Like, we were out at the club passing out, like, mixtapes, and High C, DJ High C was very instrumental in helping break that record. I kind of had that grind, you know, what the guys were doing. And it was difficult because I'm kind of like a heartbreak, like, ballad singer, you know what I mean? I did come out with a couple, like, club songs just so that we could run that route, and so it felt easier, you know? But, you know, with, like, the social media era, it's really changed the game for a lot of people because you can get your music out there, I feel like, in many non-traditional ways, if that makes sense.
Yeah, social media definitely erases, like, city limit guideline type shit. Like, you can just get it out to whoever, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
What about, like, getting deals and stuff like that? Have you ever tried to, like, go major, or are you just cool with just doing the independent thing?
I have. That was a goal at one point, you know, when Give and Take kind of popped off. I had some meetings. Just feel like the timing wasn't right. I did eventually sign with Sony ATV as a songwriter, and I was there for 12 years. I actually just got out of that deal like 2 weeks ago. That was very good in the beginning. You know, I learned a lot. I met a lot of producers. I learned how to, you know, write different genres of music. Kind of opened up my world a little bit, you know.
You said in the beginning, because that means that at some point there was a change. Did you feel trapped in there at some point, or like what was?
Well, you know, when I signed, it was EMI, and then EMI, you know, got bought out and changed to Sony ATV, and there was just a lot of changes internally, and then it was like for a long time I didn't have a point person, and it just kind of became difficult, if you will. And my focus has always been to be an artist, you know, and I think that, you know, being signed to a publishing company, they want you to just turn in a lot of songs, you know, they want you to be a writer. So I did that grind for a little bit where I was just traveling, I was just writing and try to get things placed, and my heart has always been to be an artist, so.
Let's talk R&B.
Okay.
I like rap, but I like R&B too. I'm a big R&B guy.
Okay.
Let's talk about some of these influences, some of the things that made you want to get into R&B.
I think that as a kid, I've always had an old soul. Like, I don't know if you remember, like, riding in the back of the car with your parents, or like.
You ain't gonna miss me with none of this. I remember it all. Come on,
I'm
what
just,
we talking about?
you
What
know,
we talking
I
about?
mean, as a kid, I would really be into what my parents were jamming out to. Like, I was never on some, like, change channel, I don't want to hear this. Like, I'd be back there with my eyes closed, like, wow,
And what
this
kind
person,
of stuff were you getting?
I mean, from Anita Baker to, like, Babyface, like, even further back, Donnie Hathaway is one of my favorite artists of all time. I really love artists that, like, you could feel what they saying. Like, you feel like you there with them, you know what I mean? And Donnie Hathaway is one of those artists for me that, like, you feel his pain when he sings, you know? So I feel like I've always been an old soul, and R&B has always really, like, captured me and captivated me, you know, from just a young age.
If there was one artist you could say, I would like to have this type of career, like modeled after maybe this type of person, who would you say? Because I mean, you write. I mean, everybody don't write. Everybody don't, do everything.
That's a tough question. I would say, and this is not an R&B artist, but I would say somebody like J-Lo, because I feel like she has her hands in everything. She's acting, and she's judging on this show, and she's doing this. She's so multifaceted. I would love to be able to have my hands in several things.
So it's not just music that you want to do. Like, music is something you want to do, but you're like,
yeah, music is my passion, but I would love for that to be the door to a lot of other things.
Have you dabbled in other things, like maybe some acting or other things?
I have an agent in LA, and I've been in some acting classes and just trying to learn, that whole, it's a different world a little bit. But yeah, I want to explore, see what's out there.
Tubi movies or something like that? Or
If the opportunity comes, but, a dream role for me would be to, play an artist.
Oh, like a biopic or something?
Yeah.
Okay, if you could play any artist.
Oh, man.
Who hasn't had a biopic yet?
I don't know. I can tell you one of my favorite biopics, though, was the one that Andre Day did for Billie Holiday.
Oh, yeah.
That was incredible. Her acting was incredible.
The artists that always have those stories, though, like...
Yeah. But just seeing how she worked for it, and, like, the training she went through for it, and just getting into character, and she was phenomenal.
That's what's up, Coline. Okay, well, tell me top 5 singles all time.
Singles?
Singers.
Singers.
We're talking about singing under the table.
Oh, man. All time?
All time.
That's tough. Do you know who your top 5 are?
I've never thought about this. I'm freestyling these questions as I'm talking to you.
Okay.
Just based on things you're saying.
I get this question a lot, and it's hard to, like, 5. Okay.
Like Casey Haley is in my singers of all seen. Like,
okay.
But there's other people though, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
There's other people that even than him, but he's in there though.
All right. So Donnie Hathaway is obviously one of those. Jasmine Sullivan.
Oh yeah.
Brandy. That's 3. Okay. Beyonce. You gotta go with Beyonce. Top 5 singers. This is tough. Luther Vandross.
Luther Vandross, for sure. I think he would probably be on everybody's.
Yeah, gotta be. The tone, it's unmatched.
For sure. We can talk about Frenchy's a little bit.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about Frenchy's and your tie to the Frenchy's conglomerate, if you will, at this point. You know what I mean? Just talk about that.
Yeah, so
and what it means to the city. Like, you can't think of Houston and not think of Frenchy's, and vice versa. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. So my grandfather started Frenchy's in 1969. My grandfather is from New Orleans and wanted to bring that flavor to Houston. Started off on Scott Street and expanded, and my dad is now running Frenchy's, and my brother's in the business, the whole family's in it. My grandma is 96 years old and, still up there running things at the original location. So it's been really amazing to see what they've done in the community, number one, and just what you can do with a dream. Like, you know, it's amazing to see that they've lasted this long and have continued to grow and build. So I'm honored to have witnessed it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, Coline, you got the show on Thursday, Warehouse Live.
Warehouse Live.
Doors open at
6:30.
Going on stage at
7:30.
We got Ingrid open
DJing
it up
from 6:30 to 7:30. Yeah, I'm excited. Y'all come through.
For sure. Got the project on
Friday.
This Friday.
This Friday. Hearts Don't Break Even. The 16th.
16th. June 16th. Just in case this should come out before then.
Okay.
Just in case. June 16th. Hearts Don't Break Even.
Yeah.
Coline Creuzot. Check out all her music, all her videos, everything she got
Follow
going
me
on
social media.
At
Coline Creuzot. COLINE
There it is. Get you some Frenchy chicken. You know
Get
what I'm
you
saying?
some Frenchy's chicken.
All of that, man.
All the things.
For sure. I appreciate you coming through.
Thank you. I appreciate
Coline
you for having
Creuzot,
me.
Donnie Houston, Donnie Houston Podcast. Good body out.
Donnie Houston.
Subscribe to the Donnie Houston Podcast, man.
Oh, yeah.